Good morning, grads. My name is Mr. Moreau, and I'm here to give a speech from the teachers to the graduate class of 2022. Faculty, parents, distinguished guests, and of course, you, the children. I have to warn you, this will not be like my typical daily sermon. No, this thing right here, it's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. With, hopefully, minimal repeating of myself. So let's get started. Throughout your academic lives, you have sat through countless speeches about how resilient you are. Here's the thing. If you've come here looking for one of those speeches again, to pump your tires, you've come to the wrong place. Let's have a real conversation. The world as you know it, the world as you and I know it, has changed. Just in case you haven't noticed, because you've been too fixated on whether or not Noodles says it's a bones or no bones day. Or perhaps you've been too engaged in the endless debate trying to determine if there are more doors or wheels in the world. I gotta say, it's more doors. Or perhaps it's the simple fact that you've been too focused on your drip. You know, the first time I had a student say, "Hey, Mr. Moreau, you're dripping today," I swear I thought I was leaking from somewhere. Thankfully, I wasn't. And it just meant I looked nice. So rather than you say you look nice, you've decided to make it sound like I look unsanitary. Awesome. Actually, can we just have a quick conversation about your newly acquired language? So the other day while in class, I had some students explaining this new hip lingo to me. "Hey Moreau, you should go home and call your wife thick." I says, "Pardon?" They say, "Yeah, it's a term of endearment. It means she looks good." Now, needless to say, I did not go home and tell my wife that she looks thick. Still married. So although I appreciate you trying to bring me into the TikTok and smashing letters together to make words regime, can I ask you stop giving millennial, well actually I'm an early millennial, well hell, I'm borderline Gen X, men advice? Thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, a few things have changed. You can now go into debt purchasing groceries. You will likely never know what a full tank of gas feels like because, let's be honest, you can't afford it. And it will likely take you the better part of a decade to pay back your student loans. Now, doesn't that sound swell? Well, I could tell you that every generation has faced its challenges just as you will. Take Mr. Smith, for instance. His generation had to face him sinking the Titanic. However, this is not one of those speeches. Nor is it a speech about how to navigate your problems that may seem more important than the person beside you. Nor is it about navigating the pressure of comparing ourselves to others to fit a mold or expectation. No, this is a speech about being proud of yourself, celebrating yourself, and perhaps a little advice for the road ahead. So you, who are you? Well, maybe you're someone that has learned how to be asleep on most Zoom calls during COVID and still passed the course. Maybe you're someone who had to quarantine 5 to 6 times and remodeled your room 27 times. Maybe you're someone that stepped out of your comfort zone and tried something new, even though there was no guarantee of success. Maybe you're someone that scored the winning goal. Maybe you're someone that doesn't quite know what the next step is. Maybe you're someone who brought the house down with an unreal solo. Or maybe, just maybe, you're someone who has beaten the odds, persevered, and left your mark. Regardless of who you are, be proud of who you are. Be proud of your failures and successes, as they will continue to define you. Learn from them. Embrace them. Be proud of yourselves, because let me tell you something, we all are. Now lastly, some advice for the road. Remember that much of life is an ish you, not an ish me, which is to say it's a you problem, not a me problem. Money does not grow on trees, nor can you carry your parents' wallets around anymore. Learn how to prepare coffee the evening before. I suggest a pot with a timer. Skip the dishes, costs money, and doesn't mean you've beaten dinner that night. There's still dishes. Bedding should be washed once a week, not whenever you think it's appropriate. And someone will likely always know more than you, so deal with it. Ben House, Sophie K. Finally, start embracing the moments in life that make you stop in your tracks and say, you know what? It's not so bad. Floating down the river on a nice sunny day, it's not so bad. Sitting down to dinner with family and friends, that's not so bad. Taking a road trip with a really good playlist, oh, it's not so bad. Recording you and your buddy two-stepping and then sending the video for critique to your high school social studies teacher in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's not so bad. Actually, it was horrible, Mason, Harris. We get to do this crazy thing called life just once. So find your joy. Find the things, the people in life that make you say, it's not so bad. I am so proud of you all. You have taught the generations before you and after a thing or two about resiliency. Ah, damn it. I knew it. I knew I'd say resiliency at some point, but let's be honest. You are resilient. The challenges that may or may not await you aren't going anywhere. You will have to face them. But know that person you are today and the person you will be tomorrow can and will conquer whatever you set your mind to. And as with any speech I give, Holy Santa Claus, you did it.